All right, how's it going, everyone? So, I was just out here filming the Libertarian candidate speak, Jo Jorgensen. She made some interesting points. Now, I'm Republican. That's where I vote. I do see the need to vote for, road repair, all that kind of stuff. So, I can be middle ground on that type of stuff. But the thing that was interesting about this speech that she did was basically it doesn't seem like she wants to fund the military. She talked about wanting to eliminate the Space Force. And I don't know if that's a great idea with space being a warfighting domain now in other countries like the Russians, the Chinese, developing space age warfare. Like they're building lasers in space. Because you talk about mutually assured destruction, right? That's the thing that basically we have nuclear missiles ready to go if someone attacks us, right? But if these countries are developing laser weaponry that can shoot down our ICBMs, it's not really a threat. So when she talked about today, one of the questions was, would you fund the Space Force? She said, no, I'd defund it. Essentially, it was the wording, to put it in layman's terms. So not sure I agree on that. I support our military. I support our police. I support all this stuff, right? I do like her stance on the Second Amendment, though. I do like her stance on the Second Amendment and taxes. But beyond that, I'm trying to be open-minded and find some stuff I agree with the Libertarian Party on. But there's not a lot right now, especially in that situation. That's something hard stance, no, I don't agree with it. Same thing as open borders. She talked about today having open borders, and I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. Because, she said have the military there, but then when she talks about decentralizing the federal government in that sense, and we're going to get rid of the Space Force, we're going to, the military, intelligence do, reviews on this stuff, right, of people coming in. We want to bring it back to the Ellis Island days. Well, you bring it back to the Ellis Island days, and has anyone here actually read a history book and seen how bad it was during the Ellis Island days? I know my family history. They came over through Ellis Island, and it was not a pleasant experience. So if you're saying, everyone come across, well, we'll process you, we'll let you in. You know how many people that's going to attract? And they say, well, she makes the comments like, well, legal citizens, people that have immigrated here, they commit less crimes. The ones that legally immigrated here, not the ones that are in the caravan that came over, who have really, I hate to say, no applicable skill to come over. Some do, but a majority of them might go to my old home state of California. They get put on some type of financial aid, right? And then the taxpayer is funding them. So when she says, yeah, we'll bring a bunch of people over, it'll be great. Economics, maybe not. The other piece I disagreed with was she was talking about natural resources, so strategic resources, having that be a way to, get money back, right? Or words to that effect. And I do not agree with selling our strategic resources to other countries. Now, there can be trade deals, which we say, okay, we're going to sell you steel, we're going to sell you, whatever, right? But when you say it's very open-ended, right? There needs to be some law regulating that stuff. Whereas if, you had what happened under the Obama administration, where they gave a bunch of our uranium to the Russians. Why are we giving our uranium to the Ruskies, right? The media is like, oh, Russia's the enemy, Russia's the enemy, Russia's the enemy. So why are we going to do that, right? Simple logic, right, guys? So, again, I do agree with her on some things, and I think if Trump were to implement some of these things, I know Trump's talked about lowering taxes, doing all that stuff, or even getting rid of some taxes, right? I think Trump would be, probably better off and would attract some of these more middle ground, libertarian, third party people. But for the most part, this election is really coming down to Biden versus Trump, right? And I honestly, even though I agree with some of the stuff Dr. Jorgensen said, I don't agree with everything, and I don't think she's the right candidate for the job. I do think it could potentially get rid of the deep state, and all that kind of stuff, theoretically speaking. But you got Trump, who's pissed off at everyone in Washington right now, who's gonna drop, because I guess Barr delayed it all, right? They're gonna drop that bombshell probably after the election because there's a delay right now. Who knows why there's a delay, right? So that's gonna drop. You're gonna have a lot of people that were, involved with the Russiagate thing, hopefully get charged with treason. But it's going to be one of those things. It's just an interesting election cycle, and I do not think that a third-party candidate like Dr. Jorgensen is going to have the numbers to compete. I mean, just honestly, it's great that people are voting third-party because they're fed up with the two-party system, but I don't think she has the numbers right now. And I think probably next election cycle, maybe there'll be more third-party voters. Who knows? But as of now, I don't think she's going to stand a chance. Honestly, in the debate, it's just two-sided. It's going to be Trump versus Biden. If you don't want socialism, you vote for Trump. If you're more leaning the far left, you'll probably vote for Biden and that corruption over there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, guys. But that's my take from the rally. Again, I do agree with some of the stuff she says, but not all of it. So that's why I'm still keeping my vote the same. But I promised a buddy I'd go and film this today because he's been saying, oh, such a great candidate, da-da-da-da. But actually getting to listen to her speak in person, it's just solidified my decision. Like, I think that the person I'm going to vote for is right. If you haven't guessed by now, Trump, right? So haters, go put it in the comments there. But I think it's just solidified my decision because there's a couple key issues that she spoke on today that luckily people asked questions on, so I could be at least during the event be unbiased. But as I said, I think that it's just not the right person. I think maybe if there was a Republican that ran on some of those principles that she's running on, with getting rid of some taxes and basically undoing the ATF essentially, so you don't need tax stamps, everyone can buy a machine gun. I mean, why the hell not, right? It was that way back in the day. So who knows what will happen, guys. It's funny that while I'm recording this, I was getting some looks from some of the people that were here attending the event. But the nice thing about libertarians versus the far left and Antifa type, they don't give a shit. And I'm just gonna say that frankly. They don't give a shit. They don't care what you think. They respect your opinion. And that's what I've noticed about a lot of people here. They respect your opinion. So agree on some things, disagree on other things. That's how America's supposed to act, right? We're not supposed to be out in the street, burning buildings, rioting, doing all that nonsense because, there was a bad police incident. Great. Talk to your legislators. And this is the other thing I said that I'm for, is get rid of qualified immunity. Or amend it so that bad officers get taken out of the force. I have friends that are cops. I have family that are cops, right? And they don't like bad officers. No one does because it makes the profession look bad. So everyone agrees on that point, right? But again, it will be very interesting, this election cycle. I am curious to see the numbers. I don't think she'll get much, but she may attract some of the left-leaning voters. She might, or more middle ground people. Instead of voting for Biden, they'll vote for her. We'll see. But I guess we got, almost a month out or a little bit less than a month out from the polls. So we'll see what happens. Again, interesting day. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Stay classy, subscribe. I will be attending the next Trump event. They're going to be, I think he's coming either next Friday or sometime over the weekend. I might go to the Phoenix mayor thing tomorrow just because Ivanka Trump may be speaking. I think it was Ivanka that's going to be speaking on that. But that being said, political season, everyone. So thanks for watching, subscribe, stay classy, and see y'all later.